Hey, what's up? Hello, this is Sienna Unfiltered. Welcome back to my channel. Today's Pick a Card reading is going to be some channeled messages all about this coming December. We have three piles here. Let me break it down for you. On pile 1, we have a raw piece of pyrite. On pile 2, we have a tumbled lapis lazuli point. On pile 3, we have a tumbled piece of tiger's eye. Pick the one that your intuition feels the most drawn to. You're drawn to multiple piles. There could be messages in both, so pick accordingly. Keep in mind that this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest for the collective. And yeah, I'll see you on the other side. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your December reading with the messages that your spirit guides, guardian angels, ancestors want you to keep in mind as we head into this month. I'm going to start with a few oracle cards that I just drew, and then we'll move on with tarot and layer in some additional oracle cards for clarity. Okay, so let's start with these 3. So we have a Millenial oracle, we have the Yule deck, and we have an archetype card. I'm going to start with the Yule oracle message, and we have cardinal medicine. Thyself bleeds of sacredness, an honor fit for the gods. I want to read that again. Thyself bleeds of sacredness, an honor fit for the gods. You are worth all the seas and all the skies and all the desires you hold inside. This is waking up to what you're worth. I'm getting the song by Hilary Duff, This Is What Dreams Are Made Of. The cardinal flying to the branch with the other cardinal is like, hey, where you been? Where have you been? It kind of represents connection in a way, whether that be pending connections, meaning that someone is approaching you. This could be a friendship, maybe a long distance one. We have the number 3, so December 3rd might be significant for you. 3 could also represent your life path number. It also gives me the energy of the Empress card, which talks about abundance and gratitude for the people in our lives that make us feel like we belong. So there's that internal comfort. I'm going to read the message within the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle Guidebook for additional insights. So the keywords associated are partnership, honoring the sacred self, and uniqueness. Cardinals represent devotion, loyalty, and unity, values that are essential to a loving, happy companionship. Receiving cardinal medicine is a sign that a loving partnership is close at hand. Like our feathered friend's song, your partner is sending out a vibration, calling you to notice them. Be open-minded, as cardinals are also symbols of uniqueness. Your potential love may be interesting and different, but no less extraordinary. Cardinals mate for life, so any new relationships in the coming months could have the potential to lead to marriage or long-term partnerships. Cardinals also represent self-empowerment. They are a reminder that a partnership doesn't mean a loss of self. If you are currently in a relationship, you are being guided to be a part of the whole without losing what makes you unique. Your sense of self is an asset to your partner. You bring things to the table that the other lacks and vice versa. Always remember that your unique, beautiful magic is why your partner loves you to begin with. We have number 38, 39. That could represent ages for some of you. We also reduced to 11 and 12. November, December could have been significant months. I'm also seeing like Justice and Hanged Man. So yeah, speaking up for what you want, speaking up for what you see as right. Maybe some of you who are sitting on this branch have been feeling stagnant or stuck lately. And I understand that it's been a heavy, November was a heavy month for a lot of us. So I'm going to ask you to kind of show yourself some grace. And I don't think that taking time for yourself is necessarily a bad thing. I'm also going to read the excerpt from the Cardinal in this book. We're on page 66 here, so repeating sixes might be significant for you. Someone needs your compassion and loving attention and has flagged you down to get it. Stop right where you are, observe your surroundings, and then notice the sensations in your body. Some of you, I'm getting like the tight jaw or the clenched jaw. Some of you could be like grinding teeth or like chewing like the inside of your cheek, like biting. I don't know, that's coming to mind. It might resonate for literally one person. This is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest for the collective. This is a very creative time, one where it's best to heed your intuitive guidance as to how to express this creativity. Add color to your life in your home environment, your yard, and in your choices of clothing. This is a good time to explore the religion you grew up in with eyes and heart open for a fresh look. So those are some messages you can take. Again, only what is resonant with you. I'm also getting root chakra healing, meaning you might struggle again with that sense of self-worth in that you belong at the table. There might be that sense of imposterism that is coming up for you. I don't know why this is coming to mind, but I'm hearing "why so glum chum." I don't know, that's just an expression. I know I haven't heard it in a long time, and that's why I'm saying it, because again, it's not something in my vernacular, but maybe you've gotten that lately. Okay, next we have swerve. To change direction abruptly, not interested, to send for a loop, dodging someone, to dismiss. Now, there could be life circumstances that influence our state of connection, if you will. For example, when I always bring it back to myself and my current partner, and I just share tidbits if they're relevant. When he saw we met on Tinder, okay? But it was really weird because the synchronicities were wild. Just wild. But anyways, this is to say that he saw my picture and knew that I was the one, and he immediately like wasn't interested in anybody else. And that was the complete opposite for me. I was very unaware. And so like that's what I think of, like this bird is doing their own thing, and then this other bird's like, hey, I've been trying to contact you, like what the F's happening, you know? And with swerve, it's like maybe somebody is trying to persuade you to to change your mind about something or someone. Maybe someone is asking you for forgiveness, because like I was in La La Land, and then I would be like, okay, contact me, maybe I'll answer more on Snapchat, and then I wasn't answering on Snapchat, so I was like, okay, maybe try me on Instagram. And then because I was so hesitant to give my number, that's who I am. And so finally, and then I think I had him message me. Oh, he was messaging me on Tinder, and I wasn't like picking up too. So it was a lot. And then it wasn't like super intentional. I think deep down I was scared because I had been on some pretty slimy dates with men, and I had been with a woman previously. And so I was very hesitant to even date men in the first place. And then it was like I kept just having really shitty times. So he was kind of like the last ticket that I was going to give to a guy before I was like, no. And he managed to change my mind. So maybe this person is very persistent in their attempts to get your attention. With swerve, you could also, again, be taking a different route, one that you didn't necessarily expect. Maybe in light of recent events, you are thinking ahead. And again, like with this not interested, maybe you're just not interested in dating anymore. To send for a loop, yeah. Like you're kind of keeping people on their toes. And it's not to say that this is intentional. It's just maybe you don't know what you want, and therefore you don't know, like you don't want to send the person away or offend them, but it's just like you're working through your own feelings. I will say we're also going to be in Mercury retrograde. I have this little journal that I got, I think it's like from a goddess provisions box in the past, and but this is by Maja Todrovic, if I'm saying that correctly, and if I'm not, I sincerely apologize. But I really like this little journal because it doesn't look like a whole lot, and then it's like woo, because it's like it's small, it's short, so you're like okay, but no, this is actually kind of cool. I believe it goes until December 15th. Yep. November 25th to December 15th. So if we look to Sag, I'm not going to read it, but you can screenshot it. This question is coming to mind though. Reflect on which aspects of your life you may be limiting yourself. How can you build more inner trust and step out of your comfort zone when an opportunity presents itself? Oh, this is too relevant for me. Way too relevant for me. The archetype to kind of tie this cherry on top in this initial vibe check, if you will, we got the Hermit, but it came out reversed, so the shadow attribute is being accentuated here. Withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. And because it's in the reverse, there might be like some depressy going on. And that's, again, only if you resonate. I'm not making any diagnoses. I am not a substitute for depression. And yes, please go see a licensed professional if you feel that if you believe that it's necessary. Okay. But this is, again, kind of keeping to yourself. This is like the loner type of energy. And maybe you're just drained. Like, especially if, again, your day job is emotionally and physically and spiritually taxing, and then compounded with other life stressors in addition to what's going on in the world right now. I'm seeing a lot of you are drawing boundaries, especially during this time of the year, because we have the holidays coming up, and so you might be seeing relatives that you haven't seen in a while, and again, they might have different beliefs than you do. You know what I mean? And so again, it's almost protecting your safety in a way, but also like not letting fear hold you back from moving forward, not letting fear paralyze you. The change is coming. The song Change by Taylor Swift is coming to mind. Also cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, that might be relevant. And then, okay, I've been talking for a lot. I feel like we need to get into tarot right now. But I do want to get some astro dice for you. I haven't had my coffee yet, which doesn't usually happen before I film. So some of you might be like taking a step back from caffeine. Others of you might be getting more headaches. What was I going to say? Oh, some of you might develop like a hyperfixation on something, and you kind of like shut yourself out from the world. That's what I'm also getting. Again, random messages. If they resonate, they resonate. Okay, let me see. I only have 2 sets of astro dice. I actually ordered a 3rd set that's going to be coming soon, but until then, we're going to work with 2 sets of dice. All right, I'm going to get an angel number for you as well. I'm not going to look into it. That will be for you. 116. November 6th. Oh my God, shut the front door. Okay. Also, 116. February 6th. January 16th. Those dates might be significant. Let me see what areas of your life are going to be kind of a focal point for you in December. The 9th house, which is ruled by Sagittarius, that is higher education. Some of you might be in school, university, and that can be very stressful in terms of having to meet deadlines. And also especially for me, I'm in grad school. And, you know, when you're not emotionally there, but you still have to keep going. I saw something on Instagram, and it was like the cycles of the moon. And it's like you show up even if you're not at the fullest version of yourself. And I really resonated with that. The 9th house rules long distance travel, which you might have delays in your flight or something, especially because Mercury retrograde. And even though it ends on December 15th, there is that post-shadow energy, so we're not entirely out of the gate yet. Hold on 2 seconds. Okay. 9th house. Do we have the 9th? Yeah, we have the 9th house. I'm just grabbing one of my guidebooks from an astrology deck to kind of get some key information here. So we have, again, the 9th house, the realm of philosophy, ruled by Sagittarius. Planetary ruler is Jupiter. maybe some of you have a birthday coming up, or you have significant transits happening in your 9th house. For example, for me, I'm a Libra rising, and Jupiter is currently transiting my 9th house, which is ruled by Gemini. So that might be significant for me, and that's just an example. Or your Mercury retrograde might be happening within your 9th house. If you're an Aries rising, that doesn't necessarily mean that it only applies if you have those placements. I'm just giving examples. Okay, element of fire position is a cadent house, and I know it explains. I feel like I'm familiar with astrology, but I think that I need to do a more in-depth study. Okay, interesting. So for the modalities, Sagittarius is a mutable sign, and they work at adapting the energies around us. The first two groups, cardinal and fixed signs, set the idea at pace, and then set the idea, cardinal, and set the pace, fixed. And then the mutable signs pick and choose what turns need to be made to help through obstacles, and that gives me the vibes of the swerve card. But the key words for the 9th house include knowledge, truth, discover, society, build, learn, and teach. In the natal chart, the 9th house shows how we combine our lived experiences with the knowledge we learn from the people we meet along the way. Transits through here can disrupt our thinking and allow us to open ourselves up to new information. This is also a religion as well, and our belief systems. So we have 9 and 4. Interesting. 4 is our home. Oh, okay. So and again, we have swerve in the highways. There could be, again, travel, which is to be expected, as I had said before. But the 4th house also has to do maybe with our relationship to the mother, our relationship with our home, with our ancestry, relationships with our inner self, and that's kind of what this cardinal sign is pointing to. And even perhaps the hermit, where you're almost blocking yourself from opportunity if you're not 100% sure that it's going to succeed. There could be some imposterism happening here, and so really getting clear on your value systems and allowing that to guide those decisions, and also have compassion for, or speak to yourself more compassionately. Okay, let's get some signs. We have Leo and Cancer, and Pisces and Virgo. So those 4 signs might reflect your sun, moon, rising, as well as a sun, moon, rising, even potentially Venus, of someone who is significant within your life. I have to time my camera out. Excusez-moi. Virgo, Pisces, Leo, and Cancer. We have 2 mutable, 1 cardinal, 1 fixed. And then I want to get just the big 3 here. We have the 9th house again, so that's something to pay attention to. I flicked my finger and it went to 7, which is one-on-one relationships. We have Venus. So Venus and Sag might be a significant time for you. I'm not sure entirely where that transit falls. And we also have Cancer and Venus and the 9th house. I feel like this is learning about your family tree. This could be learning a new language, possibly discovering things about your maternal line, like your maternal lineage, exploring your cultural roots, visiting visiting a place that's significant for your family, ninth house in terms of family is usually your spouse's siblings or your partner's siblings. You don't have to necessarily be married. And then grandparents. So maybe your mother's mother might be significant. I'm getting like acts of service. I'm with Venus here and like love. Maybe Venus in Cancer is like a significant placement. Connecting with food. Connecting with others through food. Okay. And then lastly, this was a lot longer than I thought, but I was called to kind of read the color of the month for December. Ooh. I think I'm saying this right. Pagoda blue, wisdom, truth, and vision. The color of the month of December is pagoda blue, deep and meditative. This color signifies wisdom, truth, and optimism. Pagoda blue lends vision and trust to those who wear it. It is a great color to use while traveling or exploring. This color is a useful aid in dealing with others who have alternative points of view. And it gives the Pantone code as well if you really are drawn to this color. I think that's it. Oh, pagoda blue can be used by anyone on a spiritual journey. Speaking of, Hermit is the Virgo vibe in tarot. And this is almost like, I guess, inspiring or encouraging you to look inwards. There are lessons to be learned. And until that lesson is learned, it's going to keep showing up in your life. Maybe some of you have struggled in having like a difficult relationship with your mother, and maybe that this is you breaking a cycle of intergenerational trauma. That's something else that I'm very kind of off the wall, and I apologize. Oh, my battery's about to die. Okay, where was I? Where were we? Pagoda blue. I think that because I've spent so much time with the oracle cards, we're probably just going to do tarot, and I'll have to accept that. Pagoda blue connects information to truth and wisdom. It helps us to understand ideas that are different from our own and to believe the truth will be revealed. Pagoda blue can be used for travel and exploration, or when you're longing for a mystical adventure. Wearing it can lend trust and confidence to your visions. Okay then. I just realized my microphone was not on. Thankfully, I noticed it relatively quick. Oh my goodness, everything is going awry. It's like the swerve card is really influencing this reading in terms of like the unexpected events. One card did flop out, so I'm gonna take it. Oh my gosh, I've never been more frustrated. Like for example, when they fall on the floor, at least they're okay. There we go. I was like, how long is this gonna take me? We have, I think it's the magus. This is the Magician in traditional tarot. This is ruled by Mercury, I believe. Hold on. I have a deck. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna find it. I'm like, I have a deck here, but it's all like out of order, so it's not. I don't want to waste too much time, I guess, but I guess it's more like believing in your abilities. Maybe you're manifesting something in particular. You're creating this vision, and for some of you too, it's like you're afraid to kind of take this leap of faith. You're afraid to extend yourself beyond your comfort zone. And I think especially because like Gemini and Virgo, they're ruled by Mercury. Mercury is our internal processes of thought. I do think that for some of you, like, self-doubt has been really big. Really big. And this is, I guess, believing in the power of your own potential in December. This is also like the number one. Number one talks about new beginnings and new chapters in our lives. I'm hearing because Mercury retrograde is going to have such a big influence over the month of December, I am hearing that slowing down and attempting to observe our thoughts without judgment, or at least giving us a space to. Cultivating awareness of our internal environment, our inner voice, how we speak to ourselves. Organizing your life, taking matters into your own hands. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Okay, the mushrooms are growing out of the snow. I've used this deck, not as much in like pick a card readings here on YouTube, but I have used this deck when I give readings at parties, and I'm kind of in awe that I've never noticed that before, but it's almost like growth is happening even in the most harsh, even in the harshest of circumstances, growth can still take place. Okay, what else does pile one? You're learning a lot more about yourself. Maybe you're receiving messages. Okay, a change is definitely taking place. This could also be a move across seas, but we have Jupiter energy here with the wheel of the year. And as you can see, we're highlighting midwinter, that is what Yule represents, moving from Samhain, and then in bulk is next, which is the midpoint between winter and spring. We also have 10, and 10 is so there's a cycle here that maybe you're starting, but you're also completing. For some of you, this is a passport. You're getting your passport. You're getting documents in order. License, like a marriage license, like important documents that you're going to need should you need to move out of the country. There's also currency here. Currency exchange. Preparing for major shifts. Expansion of your perspective and what you thought was possible. Okay, interesting. So we have the Ace of Cups, the beginning of a new relationship. This could even mark the beginning of a new relationship with yourself. We have 111 because 10 reduces to 1. So repeating ones definitely are, and we have repeating ones here. That could be significant. Also, I just realized that this sums up to 8, and 8 was the energy that describes our personal year number of 2024. 2025 will be the year of 9, which is the end of a cycle. So almost, again, preparing for an ending. We have Justice with the number 11. There's more repeating ones. This is bananas. Like, this is... I've never seen something like this before. This is, again, maybe karma returning to us. This is every action has an equal or opposite reaction. This is not wanting the outcome or not receiving the outcome that we wanted. And working through accepting that, and that it's a very difficult pill to swallow. And I, again, think that's what a lot of us are going through. There's a new relationship with the law that you're having, a new relationship with legalities in terms of, you know, maybe this is an initiation in which, like, you're getting a divorce, you're signing papers, and you're really trying to decide what it is that you want, how you want to make change happen in your life moving forward. And then we have the Queen of Good Cheer, or I'm sorry, the Queen of Candles. So this is the Queen of Wands. And again, I feel like this is being bold and going after what you want. The Queen of Wands is Aries energy. So Aries might hold a special place for you, whether it be in one of your personal planets, or in someone else's personal planets. And what I mean by that, that's like Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, and Venus. Excuse me. This is embracing self-confidence and also like taking time to recharge. Having a hobby. This is also, she's like really focused on her craft, on her gift wrapping skills. So there could be small things that you're doing with a little bit more intention. This is also like solitude, like being okay with being with yourself. I guess this is to say too that like you're doing right by you. You're making decisions that are within your best interest, and, you know, protecting the safety of you and your family. Before I wrap this video up, we'll finish with some tea leaf oracle to get any last messages for clarity purposes, and I will send you on your merry way. I hope that within this time, I know this is a very heavy time, and I hope that you kind of hold on to the little moments of joy that you can, you know, find sprinkled throughout your day. Time is precious, and like spending it with the people that you truly love, making these hard decisions with the Justice card. Accepting the hand that you were dealt, but also working to change that. And for some of us, though, that can be really hard because it's asking us to have hope. And I think right now hope seems very fleeting. Okay, we have frying pan, trouble and accusations. So again, I was saying like something with the legal system. Also, I know this is like a literal message, but just be mindful. I know that the holidays, there's a lot of action happening in the kitchen. So just, again, be mindful and protect yourself, okay? Because that's happened to me and it sucks. Club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. So this, to me, it's something definitely to kind of keep your eye out for. We also have clouds with temporary problems. And then we have marriage. So temporary problems in marriage, maybe. I'll get from the other half of the deck. Okay, we had a couple cards come through. We have bull, plenty of material things. What I will say though is, you do have to use them. It's kind of like buying a really pretty nail polish or really pretty lipstick, and maybe it's higher end, and you want to save it and save it and save it and save it, but then eventually it's going to go bad and you're going to have to throw it away. So this is again but this can also be like stocking up as well, stocking up on things, especially considering the state that our economy is about to go through. So that's what I'll say on that. And then hold on, there's one more I have to get that fell on the floor. Vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Yeah, I feel that. Confiding in someone who you can trust, finding representation, opening the walls of communication rather than shutting people out or stonewalling, maybe accepting the fact that some people are going to have to not be a part of your life anymore for whatever reason. With the club and the vulture and the frying pan, it's like someone is trying to turn you into something that you're not. And I'm empowering you with that validation that you are worthy of being loved for the person that you are. You do not have to change for someone else. Please know that. Okay, that is what I'm going to leave you with. Actually, you know what? I feel like we need just a little palette cleanser. So I'm going to actually end with some fortunes from the cauldron. Okay, we have, you can count on close friends to give you sage advice. So rely on the support system. You will do well to expand your business. Lucky numbers, I can't make out the first one, but we have 15, 22, 47, 54, 8, and 64. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. I feel like they could have phrased that better, but you are going to have a very comfortable old age. The Chinese word here is to need. So maybe having your needs met in old age, caring for your mother in their old age. We have lucky numbers 7, 18, 94, 25, 36, and 11. And then finally, a good time to start something new. And the word, ironically, for Chinese is language. So maybe you are learning a new language. We have lucky numbers 2, 4, 56, 34, 28, and 42. So those are the messages that I'm going to leave you with for this December monthly message. I hope you found some semblance of resonance, and if you did, I encourage you to like this video just so that I know that messages came through, and I will see you in a video soon. Ciao ciao for now. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your December reading. Let's get into it. I do have some pre-drawn oracle cards that we're going to explore first, and then I'll get into tarot, and we might layer a few additional oracle messages on top for further clarity. With that being said, I want to start off with the first one that I have, which is clap back. Making a comeback, don't be a doormat, fight back, come back, return fire, dis. This is giving reputation. I don't know why, but she kind of looks like Sabrina Carpenter to me. But she is ready to make a return. Standing in between these two bars almost and holding up her arm almost as means of protection, placing boundaries. Again, standing up for yourself is coming through really strongly. Feeling powerful in your own skin. Saying no. Honestly, I think that for some of you in pile 2, it feels like the weight of the world is going to come crashing down if you don't say yes. Because you then believe that you're the reason for somebody else's stress. It's almost like someone asking you to babysit and you can't because you have existing plans, but you still have a sense of guilt over not being able to take something off the other person's plate. So interesting that we're starting off with this very strong energy. It's giving reputation, Taylor's version, okay? Now, I'm not saying that, she might not be releasing it this month, but Reputation is the album. It's the era of your month. We have Candle Magic with number 2. Number 2 is the High Priestess, another powerful female, very in touch with their intuition. We have Candle Magic highlighting the element of fire here, following your light. It says, finger the spine and caress thy lips, light the spell, spilling from your grip. Spilling from your grip implies that you cannot contain the force that is coming from within. This is long-standing energy. Finger the spine and caress thy lips. Light the spell, spilling from your grip. Lightness is the opposite of dark. It almost seems like pile 2, December is the start of your villain era. I am going to read for you the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle, but I am receiving from this card, like, following your intuition. Maybe candle magic is something that you start doing in December. I do it. I've started doing it more regularly since the last year and a half, and I have found personal success with it. It is very ritualistic, and maybe having some sort of routine in which you hold space for yourself is important right now. It's interesting because this almost implies you're doing something, right, to take your power back. And this card is more receiving, in that what is meant for you will find you eventually. You know what I'm saying? And like being open to receiving. So there's 2 different sides of the coin that I'm picking up here. By the way, I'm filming in a different location, as you probably can tell, and it's bothering the shiz out of me that I cannot line these cards up. Maybe we can line them up here. Okay. The last card that I have that we're starting out with, hold on. Actually, wait, let me read that first. The 2nd could be important. December 2nd. Keywords, intention, prayer, hope. That, when I read that 2 of Wands, in that like you are visualizing and kind of setting your sights on the intentions that you want to hold for yourself. It's on page 35, so the 3rd through the 5th, the 3rd, the 5th, the 8th, those all might be significant dates, as well as the 9th and the 10th. So that around that period might hold specific insights. All right, now with the message. Perhaps more than any time of year, the holidays are perfect for lighting the night with candles. They are carriers of your intentions, invocations, and hopes for brighter days. It is common to light a candle for prayers and to represent the divine's presence in both religious and magical or pagan practices. The simple act of lighting candles reminds us that light can always be found, even in the darkest of places, and that light represents a hope that all will be well. Candle magic is burning in your spread to inform you that your prayers have been received. If you're seeking a positive sign for your situation, know that this is it. You must have hope that things will work out in your flow, or in your favor. Additionally, the cosmic forces that are lighting a pathway for you to receive even more blessings in your life. Oh, the cosmic forces that be are lighting a pathway for you to receive even more blessings. Your spiritual support system is always with you and will show you the way when you cannot see it clearly. Receiving candle magic is a sign that you are headed for peaceful times. And it says, like, carve your intention into the spine of a tapered candle using a sharp object such as a needle or a pen. I have tried everything. I have tried paper clips. I've tried thumbtacks. I've tried pencils, pens, what have you, that I haven't been using. And lately, what I have found to be my favorite tool for carving candles is, those, like, excuse me, those nail dot thingies, and it's like there's 2 ends and they're like little circles on the tips. If I remember, I will insert one on screen, but those are my favorite tool to carve with my candle. Okay. Now, C, the letter C, the number 3, those things. I know Christmas is very popular in December, but C could also stand for an initial or represent a word that has particular significance. Okay, I am going to draw your astro dice. Oh, yeah, I'm going to draw your astro dice, and let me get a card from the astrology deck to see what themes might be highlighted. Okay. Okay, messages for pile 2 for the month of December. Messages for pile 2 within the month of December. Okay, so we have opposition, which is an astrological aspect, with balance. Keywords: relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts. It's interesting that we have confronts with the clap back. That's and opposites, opposition, balance, like the giving and the receiving. So I do see that. The song Reflection from Mulan is coming into view here. Makes conscious, manifests, disciplines, conflicts with, tests, objectifies, calls out. I think spirit is calling out where you need to find balance. Because even objectifies, that just means, no. That doesn't mean, I hate you. I'm talking about like object, not objectify. I think there's a difference in meaning there. Finding balance. Okay, this is what it's giving me. It's giving me the vibe. When you have to vent about something, there is a certain extent to venting before it can become, depending on how emotionally turbulent the situation is, it can turn from venting to toxic dumping, just like that. And when you get to the toxic dumping, it brings the bitterness and the contempt out. I'm not saying that it's not valid, but then it's time to ask yourself, okay, let's take a bigger step. Let's take a step back and assess and evaluate how I'm doing within this relationship and maybe what I need in this relationship. Maybe something's not being met relative to a need. I do see the powers of manifestation at play here, and maybe there is a blockage that needs to be resolved before the object of your manifestation comes into play. Balance, there is like the sense with the stones here, balancing of routine, doing things in moderation. Like, for example, staying up late 1 night, 2 nights might not cause too much harm in the short term, but repetitively not getting enough sleep does slow you down. Vitamin C, okay, vitamin C. I'm going to get the 3 zodiac signs that are going to be at play within your month of December. For pile 2, December. Okay, we have Sag twice, and we are in Sagittarius season as we enter December. We're also within Mercury retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. And so this is also, I think, calling you to slow down. We also have Taurus here. If your Sagittarius is in the 3rd house, you are a Libra rising. If you have Taurus in the 3rd house, you are a Pisces rising. You don't have to have these placements. This is just, something. But Taurus talks about our assets, right? Our values. Oh my gosh, that's so weird because I looked at the bottom of the deck and we have the 3rd house of perception. Speech, thoughts, social media, excursions, dating, siblings, research, street life, circulation, discussions, surroundings, sociability. Yes. So there is, I think, going to be a change within your perspective, there's going to be a paradigmatic shift within, your larger values. You are learning things about yourself based on how you are reacting and or responding. I also heard breaking cycles. Balancing perception, like balancing what you see versus what others see. Sagittarius is, again, that big picture thinking. It's also long distance travel. And I know Sagittarius rules grandparents as well as partners or spouses, siblings. I know the holidays, again, are a time when people do see family, when people make big trips. Maybe clapping back. I know that this season, especially political attitudes are at an all-time high. And so it is possible that you are going to disagree with relatives that you do see or you might not see as a result of their perception on reality. And I think, again, balancing time for yourself and time with others, learning to say no, learning to set boundaries, setting intentions about how you want to use your time. Okay? Reclaiming your power. Sagittarius is also about higher education, and I know that for some of you, if you're in college, you've got final season come December, and so again, taking time to prioritize self-care and then balancing that with other needs and school obligations. That's a lot. So just, again, take your time. I do hear that, like, you are being, like, your spiritual team is protecting you. Your spiritual team is protecting you. Okay. So, and then I'll get one with just the 3, and then we'll move on to our tarot portion. We have the second house, the moon, and Libra. You could also, I guess, if you have Libra in the second house, you could also be a Virgo rising as well. But I think it's interesting that we have 2, which is duality, and we have Libra, which is the scales of balance, and we have the moon in Libra. You value balance. You value the other person in relationships. And it's interesting because Libra is Taurus's Venetian counterpart. And 2 with the moon, I'm seeing high priestess energy, following your gut. And again, having those boundaries. Libra is really big on balance. It's an air sign. And the moon has to do with our emotions. So I'm really seeing that this is a time in which you need to preserve your emotional well-being by speaking up for yourself. Libra can also talk about one-on-one relationships. You might be prioritizing a certain relationship to the point where you're not addressing your own needs within this union. Some of you might be getting, like, engaged, or you might be in the stages of planning a wedding. Wanting to commit to someone. And also, I think, like, maybe you are living together, merging assets to some degree, and it is going to spark a sense of discomfort because you're not used to maybe being so open, and now you're almost not forced to, but there's more pressure for you to be open, I guess, because you're sharing a space. And so therefore communication is way more, it's more necessary because you need to learn how to work together. I'm also going to get you an angel number you can look this up on Google, and then we're going to come back and do tarot. 534. 534. Okay. I accidentally did 535, so I guess that could apply too, or 534, 535, like in terms of a time. I think you are the peacekeeper or the mediator in most of your relationships. And so you setting boundaries, you speaking up for yourself, it takes a lot of courage to do so. Candle magic is kind of the assurance that you are going to find your way, or you are going to be led in the direction that you need to be going. I also see this as like setting goals. Your perception of what's possible is changing. I'm going to say that again. Your perception of what's possible is changing. I actually don't know if I repeated what I said, but take in both messages. All right, I'll be back. Okay, guys, we have returned. I'm using the Yule tarot today. Pile 2, messages for December. Messages for December. Pile 2. Pile 2, messages for... Oh, interesting. What the front door is this? Okay, guys, this is so weird. Okay, this is like so synchronistic. I think I'm getting the chills. We have the 2 of Canes. In this deck, the 2 of Canes is the 2 of Swords. This is Moon in Libra. We have 2 and the Moon in Libra. That is like Spirit is listening right now. That is not a coincidence. There's a decision that you need to make, and you don't want to make the wrong one because you don't want to offend somebody else. But you also know that if you don't choose them, it's going to hurt you in the process. Or it feels like that anyway. And so it's hard to make up your mind because, again, you don't want the other person to be upset. We have the 5 of Canes in reverse on the bottom of the deck, which is echoing this message here. That is bananas. Okay. I'm going to get a tea leaf oracle. And if I feel like I want additional clarity, I have another deck to clarify with. All right, let's see. Tea leaf. Clarify this 2 of Swords. Clarify this 2 of Swords. You're blocking your perception. Okay, you're blocking your perception of the situation because you are not, like, you don't, it's hard to accept this reality. And there's also, it seems like a lot of pressure on which choice to make. Okay, wait. There's 3. We're just going to take them. And I am going to get that tarot deck. This could also be, again, like not being honest about honest with yourself about how you feel emotionally. Okay, clarify this 2 of Swords, please, Spirit, for pile 2 in the month of December. Clarify pile 2. Yep. The Hanged One in reverse, literally it says delays, resistance, indecision, standstill, apathy, selfishness, victim mentality, disinterest, stagnation, avoiding, sacrifice. Also, I mean, you could also experience travel delays too. I know Mercury and Sag, there's going to be some sort of travel delays. So just kind of prepare yourself for that possibility if you are traveling a bit of distance to see relatives. Yeah, this is feeling stuck. This is feeling unable to move forward. For your tea leaf oracle, we had 3 that came out. So we have arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. I honestly, this is giving me Follow Your Arrow by Casey Musgraves, in like that you deep down know what you really want. And so lead with that first. This is also giving me Sagittarius because Sag is the archer. Broom. New home, new attitude. Maybe this is indecision about moving, or you feel like you need to move because right now things have been at a standstill. And that would make sense with the arrow because arrow goes the distance, broom, cleaning out, decluttering. And then we have, well, family wishes come true. Maybe you need to do what's best for your family. Honestly, your family could include you. That was the phone ringing, if you can hear that, but I'm taking that as a confirmation. There is a message here about getting clear on what it is you want, tapping into that focus, and also reminding yourself why you're here in this timeline. Okay, pile 2. A message for December for pile 2. Whoa, what's the front door? Okay, air sign energy is with you. Air sign energy is with you. We have the Ace of Swords. So this is you deciding. We go from 2 to 1 here. And I think this is mirroring this clap back where it's like, no, I'm choosing me. This is news. This could also be a new idea. But I'm also seeing like a letter in the mail or like some sort of application is going through and you are being like chosen, so to speak, if that is like, and it's going, that message is going to find you in December. Making some sort of change happen. Finding inspiration. Like maybe this has been like a writer's block or a creative block where you feel unable to do, right? Because of self-limiting beliefs taking the driver's seat in your thoughts. And so this feels like, for some of you, because again, this is a general reading, so I'm trying to get as many messages as possible. Let's clarify the ace. Clarify the Ace of Canes. The Ace of Canes for pile 2 come December. Guys, we have the Wheel, which reduces to 1. So fresh starts, good luck, fate, life cycles, destiny, a turning point. The universe is in control, changes, cycles, karma, unexpected events. There's an unexpected shift that is going to be happening in your timeline that it is for your benefit in the long term. And Spirit is asking you to trust the process. I don't mean to be so direct, and I'm usually not this like upfront, I suppose, when I articulate my readings. And I think this is like the attitude of your spiritual team being like, we believe in you. You need to believe in yourself, kind of deal. Okay. I didn't say this initially either, but there could be an opposition within your third house, and that could be due to a transiting planet. So I guess keep an eye out on your on the incoming transits, and you can look at your birth chart to kind of see if and when and what effect those oppositions within your third house has. Okay, clarify this Ace of Swords. This is like almost deciding. I think this is deciding that you're moving forward. And this is the new moon. I just realized with the lunar cycles. So a new cycle is starting. December 1st is the new moon in Sag. The synchronicities are all too real. So again, I think your spiritual team has a plan for you, and they're just saying, oh my gosh, stop. We get it. The card that I pulled out is Moon. We have the lunar cycle. We have changes in your life. This is, also maybe aligning with the lunar cycle, being more intentional about lunar practices. And then also something with your cycle, your menstrual cycle might be changing or shifting, or you might be trying to regulate your menstruation. So something around that could possibly be the case as well. Okay, pile 2, last message for December, last card. This could be then if you're dating someone, for example, like maybe unsure about whether to move forward with this person, and then like, yes, I want to move forward, or like finding out what you want your life to look like, and then making changes towards that. But first, I think you need to get clear on what direction you want this arrow to go. And I know that that's not always as easy as it sounds. Okay, and maybe looking ahead is just the next step in front of you. It doesn't have to be the whole staircase, because I know that we are entering uncertain times. This is uncertain territory. So I do want you to do what's best for you. I am a pair of hands here in this space, and I am here to validate and acknowledge things that are happening. I want you to know that you're getting clarity in some way, shape, or form. Well, I know there's well. Wishing Well is a song by Juice WRLD. It's kind of depressing, so take that as a disclaimer before listening, unless that's something that you want. Like for me, sometimes I feel like I want to listen to music that's sad. And I actually think that your brain releases an opiate that helps kind of self-soothe, which is interesting. But I saw a will as well, like a family will, like an estate sale might be happening, and therefore maybe there's no longer a reason to necessarily stay in the vicinity. This doesn't necessarily mean that there's a death. It just means that changes are happening. Yeah. Okay. Pile 2, last card, and then I will send you on your merry way. And, ooh, interesting. What is the third house? The third house does talk about siblings and extended family. And so there could be balance or opposition in terms of how you handle the house and everything, if that's something that does resonate with you. And so it's a little bit more complicated. Oh, it landed on the floor. This is so, oh my gosh, the Two of Cups. We have the Two of Cups. This might be like meeting, let's say you have like a high school reunion, and then you see your high school sweetheart, and then you guys are both single, and you're like, oh my gosh, are we here ready to mingle or what? No, I'm seeing like a sincere catch up with a friend or a loved one. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic, although I do think if it is romantic, it kind of catches you off guard. Someone is going to notice you for your inner beauty, and I know that sounds like super cheesy. This card highlights Venus and Cancer, so having a very nurturing way about them. If you did decide to go on a date, I do think this card talks about authentic, genuine love and connection. Seeing somebody that maybe you haven't seen in a long time. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic if you don't want it to be. These readings are what you make of them. Okay, let's clarify the Two of Cups. I see you being swept off your feet. There seems to be a lot in common. Okay. Now, we have, to clarify this Two of Cups, the Ten of Swords and the Queen of Cups came out together. And I think this is to say that maybe things have gone sour in the past. And you fear that this person might stab you in the back. It almost seems like you are looking for reasons to poke holes because you would rather be disappointed now and have that agency and do the cord cutting yourself than be let down further along the road. Now, with the Queen of Cups coming through, this is very powerful energy. This is Cancer as well. So, and we have Gemini, which is the ruler of the third house. When you're not emotionally able to regulate, and this is 3 and 4, so that's just mind-boggling. But anyways, when you're unable to regulate, like those thoughts are going to cut deeper. And so having compassion, not only for yourself, but for those around you. And also not allowing just anybody to take a sip out of your cup. Okay? This is healing deep wounds as well with the Two of Cups. So this is kind of maybe, it doesn't have to necessarily be you and a romantic partner though. It could be like, this could be you and your higher self. Giving someone a second chance, forgiving somebody for something that they've done. Talking out your feelings is what I'm getting with this. This could also be somebody within the family as well. Again, I'm not saying it has to be romantic. You might not agree on everything this person says. You might not agree with this person's ideals, but maybe this person makes another person happy. And so you're trying to mitigate that. We also have the Three of Swords on the bottom, which is Saturn in Libra. We have a lot of Libra energy, a lot of air sign energy in this reading. But the Three of Swords reverse talks about that releasing of pain, the forgiveness, recovery, emotional and physical healing. Self-love. So I think those themes I resonate very heavily. Or, you doing the personal healing, and you having done a lot of personal healing, like when you meet this person in December, it almost feels like everything clicked. Like you realize this power of divine timing. Okay, let's get your tea leaf. Pile two. December, pile 2. Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm gonna get one more. They came face up. Okay. I have 2 that came face down and 2 that are face up. So we have Cain. Pay attention to your health. There's also the like health, mental health. This is, I feel, Cain, someone has old age. We were talking a little bit about here about maybe a family member being sick or being like unable, and it's a lot to care on them, to carry out their wishes. Somebody might be asking you to do something in honor of them, to like honor, commemorate their time on this earth. Cain, I don't know the story. I don't remember the story, but the one with Cain and Abel and the siblings and like feeling stabbed in the back, that kind of thing. Maybe a sibling's health is declining, and you are having this moral conflict about how to support them when they haven't been necessarily the most supportive of you. That's a very specific message for someone. We do have ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or in business. Dang, that's, again, it's so real. It's so real. Like, stop it. Shark. Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. For some of you, like loan sharks from past debts, and maybe you finding a way to compromise where you're able to make payments and having to balance. Maybe there's a new relationship around money that is happening. We have box. You will receive a gift. You're probably like, well, no, dipshit. It's December, so for most of you, there is Christmas happening. Okay, that is what I have for you. Let me know if this reading resonated. Feel free to come back or don't. Tell me how it went, how your December panned out, if anything came through from this reading. And at the very least, maybe give it a like, because that's how I know that I touched someone's heart through this reading. This reading reached somebody. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. Please be a part of our little community here, and I will see you in a reading soon. Toodles! All right, pile 3. Welcome to your December reading. Let's just get into it. I got out an oracle card deck from a bag of mine, and the feathers fell. So Birds of a Feather, the song by Sabrina Carpenter, Feather. And as I was sitting down, the song Peacock by Katy Perry also came into my mind, and I haven't thought about that song in years, so here I am mentioning it. I have pre-drawn some oracle cards from a couple decks, and this doesn't always happen to me when I pre-draw, but today when I did, they were just like, okay, we have things to tell you, and I couldn't hold it, so I had to write it down. So I have some things listed here. If you heard the sound in the background, maybe I'm going to take that as confirmation. Okay. I'm going to lay out the cards first, and then I'm going to kind of go through, because I have like a list written down on an envelope. So the first card we have is Ceremony from the Yule Tarot, or from the Yule Oracle, my bad. Okay, so Yule. YouTube is so funny. Okay. I love how it's okay. We're going to leave it there. The ceremony card reads, okay, first of all, with this ceremony card, we have the number 4, 4 being the number of structure and stability. And so that can echo into ceremonies. A ceremony is a sacred ritual, that gives us a sense of purpose. I call upon those heralds of winter, dimming light for better sight, needing to see something in a different way is what I'm getting from that. Hear thy praise spilling from thy lips, a spell I'll cast for thy spirits in me. Our next card that we have is card number 34, Solstice. All hail the cunning truth in which it burns deep within root. All hail the cunning truth in which it burns deep within root. It is cutting to the core. The truth. The truth hurts. Rise above the ashes and claim the gods are awaiting your glory, your name. Okay. Very intense messages, just not gonna lie. We have 34 reducing to 7. So the days 4, 7, 11 might be significant. The time 434 or the angel number 434 might be meaningful to some of you as well. If you want to give that a Google, give it a gander, have at it. We have the next 2 cards coming from our Millenial Oracle. We have Sus. Someone is being shady. Something is being hidden. Suspicious, suspect, untrustworthy. We'll move them up. I heard a PI for some of you, some of you have hired somebody to kind of scope things out, get a better view of the situation so that you can make an informed assessment. Again, that might be for one person. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Or you're scrolling through their socials. You're scrolling through receipts. You're on the hunt for something. And then we have viral. Message getting around quickly, becoming instantly famous. Popular, network, lucky break. There's that song from Wicked, the popular one. So that came into mind. Taking part in a viral trend on social media. With this map, I'm also seeing, in crime shows, and then they have a big board and then they have all the facts laid out. That's also what I'm seeing. The initials SC, CS, thinning of the veil, secrets coming through, someone showing you their true colors, getting your eyes checked, or they're getting their eyes checked. I heard SVS vision, getting new glasses, something like that. Something about seeing things clearly or seeing something differently. The song Sky Full of Stars came through. Kept on the DL for a while. So somebody didn't want this secret getting out, or they've been keeping it from you for a hot second and you don't understand why, because you thought there were open lines of communication. A sus ceremony for a solstice that went viral. Maybe just the energy of something felt off. Okay, it could have been at a wedding or something. Something about the vibe is not great. Holding space for others' vulnerability and or giving yourself permission to be vulnerable. Someone is stringing you along, or you might be leading someone else on to believe something that might not be entirely the truth. Exposing someone's hypocrisy. Shutting down lines of communication, cutting someone off, stepping away and giving yourself some time to recharge. Connecting the dots. So those were the things that I saw those were the messages I received on paper. I wanted to read ceremony and solstice. I also think this is you maybe being skeptical about believing in something to be true because you don't want to be disappointed. Okay. What is it? Ceremony number 4. Keywords, rite of passage, direction, intention. Now, these messages might be entirely different, and that is okay. We are on 40, 41. That could indicate a year or age for some of you. And 41, which is the page that this message is on, reduces to 5. 5 brings about themes of change. Ceremonies are rites of passage that mark the end of one way of being and the beginning of a new journey. We see them represented in birthdays, graduations, and in the case of magic, a series of steps that direct energy towards your desired intention. To perform a ceremony is a pledge to transcend your former self so that you may become wiser and more powerful. You have pulled ceremony because you are ready to rise to a new level of being. Where you are now is much too small for who you're becoming. You are ready to expand and start reaching for bigger goals. Do not be afraid of your power if you are destined to Do not be afraid of your power, for you are destined to do and have more extraordinary things. If ever you doubt yourself, know that you have earned your seat at this new table through the lessons, challenges, and hardships you have previously endured. You may wish to perform a ceremony of your own to cement your commitment to a new direction. Excuse me. I will try to cut that out. All right, and then 34. I had an itch in my throat, so that could be the case for some of you, or a tickle in your throat. The keywords for the solstice card include ignited fire within, finding self, and truth. It is on page 110. So January 10th might be a significant date, December 11th, December 2nd. Yeah. We all experience times when you feel the need to retreat, hide, and lick your wounds. This is especially true after experiencing a betrayal, displacement, a significant life change, or a brutal loss. Slipping away into the darkness is a critical part of healing. It allows you time away from other people's often critical eye to break down and purge the emotional weight you're carrying. However, one might be careful about spending too much time in this healing space. You can become lost in the comfort of darkness and forget to come back to light where others have the joy of basking in your glory. Solstice asks you to permit yourself to let your inner light shine. You've hidden your beauty for far too long. You may be feeling vulnerable and afraid, but know that there are people out there who want what you have to offer. Having a breakdown isn't a fun process, but building yourself back up can be a truly liberating and beautiful experience. It's time to rise from the ashes, sacred one, and allow yourself to fly. That was so beautiful. That was just warmth in my heart. Now, I'm gonna get an astrology card. I wonder, there's could also be a previous trauma. I didn't think about that. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put the feather here. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna roll your angel number. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, which reduces to 7. So there's 7 again. Oh, 12/4, December 4th. Pile 3, a message for pile 3. The number 11 might be significant. I said 11, and then Aquarius came to me, and we have Uranus, revolution. That is, oh, I get chills. Okay, we have breakthroughs, brainstorming, originality, insight, awakening, technology, innovation, humanitarianism, reform, surprise, freedom, experimentation, the unexpected, rupture, edge, diversity, and lightning. If any of those keywords resonate with you, take those accordingly. Things are coming to light almost abruptly. There are sudden shifts that are happening in your reality that might not be expected nor necessarily desired. I also heard striking while the iron is hot, or having this opportunity presented to you at the right time. But Uranus brings about the energy of shifts, sudden ruptures, but it also is like support system in the world. If you can see, there's this globe, and sometimes it's like we don't choose the direction. Sometimes we do get hit with curveballs, but it's also about finding those like sources of support. And I see that with that virality here, and building connections across the world, having like an online space in which you feel comfortable. Revolution entails like drastic change. Fly on the Wall. That's the song by Miley Cyrus, isn't it? Oh. Let me see. To watch and listen without being noticed. That's like the meaning, which I knew that. Let me see, wait. Here. Okay, this is like the chorus is, don't you wish that you could be a fly on the wall, a creepy little sneaky little fly on the wall? All my precious secrets, yeah, you'd know them all. Don't you wish that you could be a fly on the wall? And like then like the lightning being like killing the fly. Like you dissolve that real quick. Let me get the book really quick. I know this Numinous Astro deck has been around for a while, but it's new to me, and so I'm really excited to use it. And so you'll probably see a flip through of this deck on my channel at some point, if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, let's see. It's on page 61, which reduces to 7, and it changes sign every 7 years. And the retrograde motion is once per year for about 5 months. And 5s and 7s have been kind of big in addition to 11s. So interesting. Let me just look up if there's any Uranus transits happening in December. Oh. Doom, 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 doom. I'm just gonna okay, so Uranus, okay, so I looked it up on ChatGPT because I don't have time to look through a bunch of sites. So this is what it says. In 2024, Uranus will continue to transit through Taurus, bringing themes of transformation, innovation, disruption, henceforth, particularly in areas connected to finances, real estate, values. One of the most significant Uranus aspects this year is its conjunction with Jupiter in Taurus during the spring. This combination is expected to amplify opportunities for change and growth in financial systems, with potential for innovations like universal basic income or shifts in housing markets. It's a powerful time for breaking away from traditional structures to embrace bold, progressive ideals. Later in the year, Uranus enters its retrograde phase from September 1st to January 30th, 2025, which is where we're at right now. This retrograde will slow down some of those rapid transformations initiated earlier, giving time for reflection and integration of these changes on both personal and collective levels. And I'm sure we can all feel that right now. It's an opportunity to revisit and refine breakthroughs that occurred earlier this year. Okay. Now, in terms of pulling the Uranus card, I like to hold the microphone. Okay. How can you harness the power of group consciousness by joining up and participating in something much larger than yourself? Uranus rules brainstorms and blue sky thinking. Isn't blue sky the new Twitter? So that might be something. Who can you call on to mastermind your situation and help you come up with an as yet unimaginable solution to your current conundrum? There is an opportunity now to break on through the boundaries of self-imposed limitations and build something brand new from the ground up. Embrace the exhilarating sensation of throwing caution to the winds of change and crafting a vision that embodies your highest ideals. The journal prompt: invent an app that would solve all your current problems. Well, that's I feel like I'd rather have you ask yourself the miracle question, and that, like, what would it look like? What would your life look like if the problem that's been bothering you the most went away? And trying to visualize that alternate reality. I just want to check really quick. The card at the bottom of the deck is the Sun. I'll hold it up for you, but I don't have a lot of time before my camera cuts me out. But there could be relevant aspects happening between the Sun and Uranus, whether that's in your own birth chart or an aspect that's transiting your natal placements. Okay, so now we're going to get into our tarot cards, and I am going to possibly clarify with an additional deck, and then we will do some tea leaf oracle cards for each tarot. And I usually do about 3. So we're just going to get messages that, you know, your guides want you to know. Oh my goodness. Hold on really quick. I forgot Astro Dice. Let me get that really quick. I'm going to get the 3 signs that are going to be the most prominent for you. This could reflect your sun, moon, rising, someone else's sun, moon, rising, or, you know, the astrological energies themselves and what like they represent. I don't know why I'm surprised. We have Aries and Virgo. Couldn't find it. Okay. It was Cancer. Aries and Cancer are both cardinal signs, and then we have Virgo, which is a mutable earth sign. Beginning something that you're passionate about and or refining your craft in a certain area of your life. And now I'm just gonna get all 3 to get any other additional messages. Okay, we have, I believe this is the North Node. The North Node in the first house. So this would be, your North Node could be in the first house, in that like your mission is related to matters of the first house. If I could, so your North Node, in terms of explaining this, your first house represents your physical body, right? Physical body, outlook, self-image, life philosophy, consciousness, opinions, awakening, self-awareness, expression, entry point, okay? So then your North Node is destiny. So it's destiny to learn about yourself and like maybe healing your sense of self-image. How you perceive yourself is your mission. We also have Aries again, so this is starting something new. Some of you for sure are Aries risings. Letting yourself kind of make mistakes. Letting yourself just be and like try something new, because like Aries rules the child. It's ages like 0 to 7. And so there's this part that you're healing your inner child. And maybe Spirit is guiding you towards beginning that process in December. Aries, as an Aries sun and moon myself, I like to celebrate firsts. And so maybe that's something that you're also doing. Okay. Your first card is the Empress in reverse. So there might be like a maternal wound that you're working through as well. And if not, I think it's just being there for yourself. Treating yourself with more compassion. Maybe there is like a sense of you that doesn't feel beautiful or doesn't feel at peace within your own skin. And it can feel really defeating not to feel like yourself. Treating your body like a temple. Oopsies. This came out relatively fast, so I'm taking that. This could also be just letting love in. Nurturing a dormant part of your life. And then we have the King of Wands, bringing a vision into life, looking at things from the bigger picture, having more optimism for the future, taking bold strides, daring yourself to take a risk and put yourself out there, using what you have to your advantage. Like some of you are very charismatic and you are kind of like the light in the room. And people just want to know you. They want to be in your energy because you give off like this warmth, this radiance. But you might not recognize how powerful you are. You might not see what others see in you. Almost this sense of denial. And Mars, like you might feel paralyzed to take action because of the seeds of self-doubt that you've sown. And so this is inspiring you to like take the lead in your life. And that doesn't have to be a big step right now, but it's advocating for yourself and your desires. Like no dream is too big. If your dream doesn't scare you, find a new one. Okay. You are being shown the way. A mentor might be helping show you the way. Learning from others, getting inspired by others, spending time out in the sun or going someplace warm might be necessary for you. Letting yourself have fun. We have dark man dealings or a relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. They could also be a Leo. This could be like a Leo might be bringing more light into your life and like helping you learn to have fun and take life a little less seriously. This could also be the energy of creativity though too, and like doing things together. We have Jug, lighthearted, carefree time. Again, it is the holidays, and so you're going to be with family. And so I hope that you can find spaces that you can be brave and like be you and not have to worry about being judged. And this could be like your soul family too. Okay. Let's get another card. Here we are. Doon, 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 doon. Let me move this back so you can see. Okay. Here's my tarot deck. Doon, doon, doon. Pile 3. We have the Page of Swords, standing on business, standing in your truth, learning something new, seeing things from a fresh perspective. She's putting a candy cane in the snowman because she doesn't have a carrot. And this is like being open to compromise. It might not be a carrot, but it's going to do, okay? It will serve a purpose. And that's okay. With this sus card and the ceremony and everything, you might be very cynical or very just in general more pessimistic because again, you don't want to get your hopes shattered, and maybe that's happened before. And especially after a really big change, a sudden shift. both on the collective level and on a personal level. There could be things happening, things changing that you didn't necessarily sign up for. This isn't the bingo card that we wanted to end 2024 on. And so again, I think it's also like looking at options, considering things that maybe you wouldn't have considered at the beginning of this year. Yeah, we have the 9 of Wands coming through with perseverance, resilience, testing of faith, the final push, setting boundaries, grit, close to success, fatigue, but then like last stand. And so it's maybe this holiday season especially has taken a lot out of you, because especially if you're a parent, you're required to, not required, but like there's a lot more pressure for you to be on for your kids and to make this time magical, even if you're scared. This is like doing something brave, even if it scares you. And especially like with the Page of Canes, like maybe this is saying no to seeing certain relatives or wanting to spend time alone. Like this is you needing to put yourself first in order to survive, in order to feel a sense of safety. Standing up for your beliefs, standing up for others. We have 2 fire sign cards as well. Lighting, like the King of Wands is under this Empress, which is Taurus energy. And then we have like the Page of Canes with this 9 of Wands, like being bold in the face of change, in terms of communicating and willing to work with what you have, because you're not taking anything else. If you know what I mean. Like, I don't know if that's making sense or not. Okay, let me get a tea leaf oracle card. Being in it for the long haul. Knowing that it's going to take a long time. But finding the small slices of time that you can honor. Okay, I have a few here. We have haystack. Karma, you will reap what you have sown. Haystack, needle in a haystack. We have November. Oh gosh. Okay. And then we have a needle and thread. Okay, a sincere wish will be granted. Okay, and then pile 3. Seeing an opportunity, being in the right place at the right time. Maybe something in November is like following through. It's almost like a domino effect. Like something that happened in November is happening in December. Yeah, I was saying like needing to kind of put on a brave face even in times of deep sadness with the 5 of Cups here. And this is mourning a loss, mourning. This is hard. I know this is definitely a time to grieve. This holiday season is bittersweet, to say the least. This is kind of coming to terms with like we can't go back. We can't press rewind and do it all over again. This could be like a divorce or, like something where you have to do custody as well. So like your whole holiday rituals and stuff that you are accustomed to doing isn't the case anymore. But also, even if like you're not, like, again, just what we're experiencing on a collective level, I know is not great. Okay. I had the Seven of Gifts in reverse on the, like, in this deck, on the bottom of the deck. I noticed that and I wasn't going to say anything. And then it's reversed here to clarify this Five of Cups. Lack of long-term visions. Yeah, I think it's like almost, I mean, I understand it's like we're afraid to dream big. Lack of reward, impatience, giving up too soon. I think like your spirit guides are wanting you to say yes. Like they're wanting you to embody this Nine of Wands. Lazy, setbacks, low effort, waste, lack of growth. And this Five of Cups, you might be throwing yourself under the bus though, because maybe you have like initiated the changes, but they're not. It's almost like planting seeds. Like just because you plant the seed doesn't mean you're going to see growth the next day. It's going to take a minute. It's going to take, maybe up to like 7 years to fully see and recognize the positives that are coming through this experience. It's not going to be immediate. And so this is having faith and trusting the process, that having these little rituals and like tuning inwards into yourself and taking care of your emotional well-being, has a lasting impact on yourself and your cortisol and like just like your internal levels, your internal vibration of happiness. That's what I want to say. Okay, let's get some tea leaf oracle cards for that. I'm hearing like nothing is going to be the same. We have a fair woman, dealings or a relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. Oh boy. There was a lot that came out for this one, and they all landed on my lap. But I'm going to take the one that kind of landed face up. We have Fox, shrewdness or resourcefulness, especially in business. Not giving yourself more than you can handle. Being resourceful with what you have. Okay. We have gavel, involvement with the law. Some sort of process is happening. I did mention divorce, so that could also be the case for some of you. You're getting some sort of an answer. We have older man, dealings or relationship with an older man. Maybe that's the judge. Then we have success. So these hardships will lead to a greater outcome, maybe even one that you can see right now. All right, those are the messages that I have for you. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you've made it this far, let me know if it resonated. Just like this video, and that helps me know. All right, thank you so much. I will see you in a video soon. Ciao, ciao for now.